Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to take a few minutes just to talk about the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's race. There's a lot going on. It's kind of getting started. We've got our candidates out and running. They're meeting people. They're talking to everybody. They're answering questions. They're getting signs and billboards and whatnot. And so it's starting to heat up and people are starting to run, and it's a lot of fun to see. But there's one in particular thing that I want you to be aware of so that you are not manipulated into thinking that something is just sort of normal when it isn't. And that is about the press releases that are coming out from Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. We started getting a flurry of press releases right after the current sheriff candidate was promoted into the number 2 position of Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, TPSO. Once he was placed there, all of a sudden all these things, all the press releases came out. But the majority, the vast majority, almost all of them, except for 2, 3, maybe 4, came out with the announcement being made by the number 2. Number two announces. In fact, there was so much of it, it made you wonder, well, where's the sheriff? Is the sheriff even working anymore? Is he collecting a paycheck? Is number 2 doing it all? Based on the press releases, that's what it sounded like. And nobody cares about what number 2 has to say. They want to know what number 1 has to say. But TPSO has been jamming number 2 down the throat of the people. Now, why is this? The reason why is because Jerry wants you as a community and as voters to be very familiar with the man that he wants to continue on the Roseanne Lawbender legacy. Number 2. And so that is why you're hearing his name all of the time. And it's being given a pass as if it's a real press release when they really aren't. It's just campaign literature at this point. It's just to get that guy's name out. Now, not only is this interesting, but 2 weeks ago, Jerry hired a PR guy. Now, that's not unusual. A lot of sheriff's departments, DA people, everything, they have PR people to be able to write up press releases, stay in contact, speak on behalf of the agency, stuff like that. But it's all done in the name of the sheriff. So this in particular person is called a public information officer, or a PIO for short. But in Jerry's 28, 29-year tenure as sheriff, he has just poo-pooed the idea, not seen any value in it, and has never hired one. But now, all of a sudden, oh, he has to have one. Oh, yes, we've got to have that PIO. Why? Why? You've been going on for years without one. Well, think of this scenario. It's just a possibility. Let me just throw this out at you. I mean, it's just a thought. What if Jerry were to retire early based on health reasons? You know, because of that nasty little FBI ongoing investigation. So he went ahead and decided he was going to step out. And it was step down, and he was going to do it before the election. Well, who's going to become sheriff at that point in time? Number 2, of course. Number 2 would to step in, and he would be the interim sheriff. And then whenever he would run, he would be, or as sheriff, and as a sheriff that's running, then he would want to have a PR guy writing the press releases about him as the sheriff and all the wonderful, wonderful things he's doing, and don't you want to keep him as your sheriff? That's what they're doing. And it's absolutely so purely obvious. But sometimes what's obvious to one person isn't necessarily obvious to someone else. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention in case you didn't understand or you didn't see what was going on and you thought that this was legitimate. And because it's not. It's just campaign propaganda for number 2. Therefore, there are some really good guys running, some good men running for office, for sheriff. Blaine Bergeron, Mark Petrie, Tim Solé, scratch that, Tim Saunier and Mike Soleil, all right? And any one of those four, get behind them, listen to all four of them, get behind one of them, and then go vote. But I assure you, if you vote for number 2, that's right now still a deputy in TPSO, you are going to be continuing with Jerry Loppender and the ineptness that we have seen in there over the past umpteen years. All right. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you next time. I'm trying to get these out a little bit faster. Oh, technical difficulties. Thanks. Talk to you soon.